So, hi everybody and welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 108, and in this video I want to talk again about the switch character because there was something which I have not explained well, and let's dive into it. So I go to my character blueprint, my widget blueprint, and this is the widget blueprint which I created, where we can press this button here and we are switching the character. When I press this button, then let me show you this fast, then it comes here and we call here this server function. It is a custom event which we are going to call. We create here a reference which I can replace with an easier reference normally, but let's keep it. And then I have access to the server with this one, and then I call my function on the server. When I double click it, this is my server. This is the game mode gameplay. When we watch it, this is the default setting on top here. This is my game mode. And now I'm in game mode, and we made this because we wanted all to be safe, which means online the client has not the source code available, and only the server has this code available, and he can only execute this code. So let's go and do something here. And I explained the full code here already here in the last video. It was this section, and there was one section, you can see it, I highlighted it with another color. It says I don't know right now, and actually this was probably just a testing of me and I forget to delete it. In our code we don't need this section, so I have unsucked it, and you can delete this part. It was this part where I said I don't know why this getting here the location of this first person character in the middle of the code. So that was that, and there was one more thing what was not clear. In our code, that was the start section a little bit. It was also not very good explained. I tried to explain this anyhow messy, so I tried this here again. This, and I copied this section here down here, and I said here, check third person character reference and location. Actually, it's not quite right. So what does this function do is only setting a default location, which is this one, which we created here, spawn transform location. I called this teleport location because I made the same function here to call with a teleport node. Here we made a spawn node. I will talk about the teleport node later a little bit. So let's continue here. So this one is setting a default function, but the question is why we need a default function. I mean default location, not default function. Default location, and you can see here on the right side when I go down here to these values, I have set here default values. And the reason why we need this one is because we are referencing the third person character. We check first if this one, this Infinity Warrior, is spawned. For example, it is spawned or not, if it is not set at start. And in our case, let me show you what this means, because this is a little bit hard to understand if you don't know what I mean. For example, when I start this game, I started right now my game, only the third person character is here. You can see this is my Infinity Warrior. But the first person character, which I can switch, is right now not active. Which means when I go back to my code, and it would say here on the other side, this is the other character, here's a reference to the first person character. This one would be none, which means it would go anyhow, not this valid node would say, no, this first person character is not there, is not valid. So, and then it would skip this section and it would use the default value for this kind of stuff. But this one will also not use this one, because here at this section we will set it immediately to this one. And yeah, let me explain this now a little bit properly. So you get the idea, right? When I start this, only the third person character is started. Now this node is valid. The other one is right now not valid because it's not even spawned. So when I click here, now I have a third person character here. And right now the other node is not valid because I destroyed the other node. Now the third person character is destroyed. All right, so far so nice. And yes, this one, this reference checks only if this was spawned and here assigned. If it's spawned and assigned, it says, this valid node says, yes, it was spawned. You can go this node line here, which means now I can get from this spawned reference the location and I assign it. And now we don't need to use the default location because this set node here will override this teleport because this one is the same node. Here it sets this node here and it overrides here on the right side this default values. And that's the trick here, how I switch back and forth. This one just checks at start. This one is only the start checker. You can think about this one, this node, while it checks only the start. Afterwards, it's using only this node here on the bottom, which is, it will get all time the reference, the location, and then override the spawn location. And this one will be all time the other character. For example, I press here at this point to the first person character and I want the location of my third person character where it was the ending. Also what I mean is before I press the first person character. Let me demonstrate to you this fast. So right now I walk, and when I say okay, now I switch at this point here, right? Then I click here, and when I click here, I want this location where my character right now is saved, and that is exactly this point here. Before I destroy this character here, I want to get his location, and this thing here is doing exactly that. This one was only active at start. Later, I don't care. Later, I have here a reference. Get me the location. Here, get me this location here, and set this location. And then I spawn my first person character exactly at this location where I am. Because I get this location, now I click and the first person character will be spawned at this point. And you see, it works. So there was one more mistake. I said, yeah, the rotation I have not taken account. Okay, let me explain how you can make this one as well. It is very easy. Actually, instead of get actor location, just get here, get actor transform. And then what you can do is the transform is the same as this one here. You can combine this one. And something like that, but then this one, or you can just do this one. You can, let me show it, this one. This is the same thing when I right click on it and then recombine, because this was the start point. I have right click on it, split drag, and then I have all these options here. I have connected this one here, that was our default settings. But here I can do the same with this transform because it is exactly the same here. I can right click on it, split struct pin, and now you can see you can access this one too and set here the rotation here. You have to take this one here out as well. So set not only the teleport location, but you can just set all, and then you have not even to think what you have to set. In my case, for example, set just transform. I combine this, split, recombine, split, and set. I just set here this whole thing for you, and then I would not call here teleport location. Then I would make this here promote to a variable. So you see, then I would call this, for example, spawn location, something like that, and then I would set this one here and here, something like so, and then I would just pin this one in. Let's make this fast. Oh, now I have even split it more. Recombine pin, no, other way around. I recombine this back, split, recombine. Yeah, this one, and now you can set, of course, here also the default variable, and the default variable here you need also create a default. Oh no, we can use this one as a default as well. Here you just get this, and the problem is, say you say first compile it, and when you, okay, there are some errors because I have not checked it. But here, you can click now this spawn. This is now the default. Here on the right side in details, you can open this up and write the default values here, this location, what I had here, this 700,000 here. And if you do this one, then you would have also now covered the location as well. This would be the right solution. So should I let's make this fast. 700,100 700,100 was that, and this one we don't need anymore. I hope so. And yeah, let's see if this is working. This node here away, this one so, and what is that? This one we don't need as well. And you see that is so the right solution. And what the difference here is, okay, I have not made it for the other one. You have to do this one as well, because this was for the third person character. The same goes here for the first person character. I have not talked about this, but this is the same line here. Just for the third person character, only the references are changed, right? So we have talked about this line. We used here the this one, and then here you will use all time the other character. You see here is the BP first person character, and here is BP Infinity Fury. This is just reference changed here because the same logic again. Okay, sorry for that, and let's continue, and let's see if this works at least for one combination. So you can see I'm walking, the one should not work, one should work, and we are interested in the rotation now, right? So which means I go here, and let's see, I stand here in front, I click, I'm in the right rotation. So this one is working, the other one is not working. So this one will not work. Yes, this one is not working. That was the third person because I have not set it, but the other one will work again, which means here I click yes. And I think this one is now clear as well. And let's go here. One more thing what I wanted to mention in this video is, let's delete this one here, demonstration, okay. Yeah, I want to normally show you the teleport node as well, but I think I skipped this one. Teleport node is really powerful, not only just to teleport a character or an item. You can do with a teleport node so many things. That's why I think I go for the next video to do this one. But before I can finish this video, one more thing. There is another way to change character, which is even easier when you think it, and that would be when we go here to, let me open fast the first person character or my third person character. So when you have here the third person character, what you can do also, and many do this because it's easier actually, and this one is just change the skeletal mesh. So why we should change all the settings and all the setups? We need only another character, right? You can just change here. You go here on the right side to details panel, mesh, and you have just program here to change this skeletal mesh here. Okay, I will not program it right now in this one, but the idea, you should get to the idea, is just here. I have now, let me go here. I have here many characters, and I have just go to the event graph and say, please change my skeletal mesh. Then I'm this character, change this skeletal mesh. Then you can create all characters what you want with just within this code, right? You make here anywhere a code section. When you press the button, it says here, get this mesh here. Here's anywhere my mesh, let's say here. Get this skeletal mesh, get the skeletal mesh here. Or get skeletal, yeah, skeletal mesh, and anything with skeletal mesh, and there is anything a get node anywhere, get skeletal mesh, and then you set skeletal. Oh, I think you don't even get this, you can just set it. Can I set skeletal mesh? Set skeletal. Yeah, you have even this one here, set skeletal mesh. And now with this node, you can just add another skeletal mesh which you want. You can add another character. So you get the idea. I will show it not in this video, but this one is even easier, with which means here when I start this one, you click anything and only the character skeletal mesh is changed here. All other You can still change, of course, the widget and so on afterwards, but you don't need another character. The question is why I should use this complicated thing here, or why you should use the just skeletal mesh. That depends on you, because sometimes you say, all right, when it's the same character, I just change the skeletal mesh, is perfect. But sometimes you say, wait a minute, I want actually that when I switch the character, perhaps you want that this other character, what you have here to choose, comes with you. I have not programmed this one, but perhaps it should be available here in the screen anyhow. And then this would not work. For example, you make a group, right? And you can switch between the groups. And then you say, okay, come with me. And after you switched, you say the other one, you give an IE controller to the other one, which you are not active, and he is following you. And then this skeletal mesh tactic, let's say strategy, is not working. It is good when you have only one character all the time, like this one. I would make rather a skeletal mesh switch instead of this one, what I did here. But if you want a group, for example, here, or there are many other things and they should walk with you, then this one will not work with the skeletal mesh change, because then you need probably different characters and you need a way to switch to these different characters. So that's for this video. There are some errors because I have not solved this graphs section here, but that's easy to solve. Let's skip this one. So, and with that said, I will show you probably next video this teleport node, because the teleport node is really powerful. One of the, I like it. It's really powerful. You can use it in so many things. And yeah, I stop this video here, and if you have any complaints or any questions like all time, write it in the comments. And good luck and see you in the next. Bye.